Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the Moto-Tank Bane vs. Batman set from the Batman the Caped Crusader line from Spin Master. And to be fair, I think it's still called the Caped Crusader line. You can see it's no longer written on the side of the packaging. And you can see the packaging kind of has a different color scheme as well. They've kind of done like a soft reboot of the line where they've introduced this new Bat Tech theme. And everything has this kind of like black and light blue, almost Tron-esque color scheme going on, which I do enjoy because I'm a huge Tron fan. But it's just weird to me that they would kind of already do this like soft reboot because I feel like the line's only been around for a year. I know it started in January. I just honestly can't remember if it was January of this year or January of last year because let's face it, time has no meaning anymore. But in any case, it's a cool looking set, and I'm down for a new Batman. I mean, we've had lots of different Batman figures throughout this line, you know, different color schemes, and Batman has different suits for different situations and things like that. So I get that. And we're getting a new Bane figure, which looks pretty cool. I'm always excited to get new villains in the line. From what I've seen, the pictures, and some friends have gotten some of the new wave of figures, it's a lot of retreading of characters, and they have so many characters still to do that I really don't want, I guess in my opinion, I understand why you always want a Batman available, but I don't need a Batman, a Robin, a Batwoman, a Nightwing, and a Joker in every wave of figures that you do, because they're just going to shelf warm. And then when a new wave comes out and you only want 2 characters out of it, those are going to get bought up right away, and then you're going to get stuck with a bunch of stuff clogging the pegs that you don't want. And that's how lines die, and I don't want them to fall into this trap. So I've really enjoyed this line. I want it to continue. I want it to do well. So Spin Master, please don't go down that path, is I guess what I'm trying to say. But anyway, let's look at this set. So we have a new Batman in this new color scheme. We have a Bane. We have this tank vehicle, I guess. Kind of looks more like a snowblower to me. Not a snowblower, a snowmobile. Just Batman plowing out people's driveways. So anyway, we have a ton of accessories. I mean, this is almost every Batman accessory I think I've seen in the line, molded in this somewhat translucent light blue plastic. We'll look at that more in a bit. Packaging's pretty cool. They have a cool little Batman up here. Not too much going on the top or bottom. Same Batman over on that side. And again, but on the back, you do have some pretty cool artwork. I like this. And you can see what I mean. You know, like the Batman suit, okay, this could just be one of his new, tech suits or whatever. But even the Robin suit looks pretty much Tim Drake Robin going on there. But he's got some light blue highlights for the Bat Tech or whatever the theme is there. They've also repainted their Batmobile with this new color scheme. I'm not going to be picking that up because it's exactly the same, just with a different color scheme. But I really like this artwork. This Batcave looks really awesome. I'm liking that quite a bit. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get everything out of the box here, and we will take a closer look. So here's what we have in the box. Real quick, I want to roll through the accessories just to kind of get them out of the way. You've seen most of them before, but they're all just now done in this kind of somewhat translucent light blue plastic. So we have this kind of grappling hook thing, which has a little bit wider handle. Then I believe we have the regular grappling hook as well, which is kind of the more traditional gun-shaped grappling hook. We have this, which I don't know if I've seen before. It looks like he holds it in his hand, and it's some kind of glove with a batarang and a saw blade on it. So we would just have him, I guess, hold this in his hand. You would plug it in like this. If I can actually get it in there. The problem is that the grips on the hands are pretty tight, and the pegs are not super flimsy, but just they're not the most kind of solid. So when you try to push them into the hand, they tend to bend. But yeah, so he's got this saw blade thing, which I don't know that I've ever seen that before. So that might be a new accessory, or it just might be one that I missed. He also has this kind of like glove with these, I guess they're like batarangs, but it's almost made to look like a Wolverine claw. So that's kind of neat. Let me see if I can get him to hold this one as well. There we go. So that's kind of cool. You can definitely tell that they're batarangs, but they're definitely on there made to look like a claw. So that's kind of cool. Again, I don't believe I've seen that one before, but I do like that. That's pretty neat. Let me see, are there any others he has to hold? Now, the rest of these we've all pretty much seen before. We have this little jetpack thing. So we've seen that before. We have the batarangs, which we've seen before. There is a new style of batarang, though. It's a lot longer. They're both pretty cool. They give you 2 of each, so you get 2 of this kind and 2 of this kind. So that's pretty cool. There's the second one of those. Then we have this scissors-looking shield thing. We've seen this a couple times where it's kind of individual swords and then you can put it together. And it's a shield. I just think it looks like scissors because of the handle here. But little bat shield dual sword thing going on there. Then you have this kind of like, I'm guessing gas canister launcher, something like that. Not necessarily in Batman's wheelhouse in my opinion, but there you go. And then you have a just kind of katana. We've seen this 100 times with Robins and other various characters, so nothing super exciting there. So it's a good amount of accessories. And, you know, some of them I think are cool. Some of them, like, I've seen that one before. I think the claw thing is pretty cool. I love all the different batarangs, all that kind of stuff. So it's definitely a good amount of accessories. And I can't believe there's that many packed into this set. It's pretty cool, actually. All right, let's take a look at our Batman. I feel like the head sculpt is a little different. It seems a little wider. I kind of like the old Batman head sculpt a little better. And I wish I had one to compare right now, but I don't have one handy. But I definitely feel like the head sculpt's a little different there. The chest looks cool. I like the light blue. The bat symbol looks good. Belt's painted all the way around. I appreciate that. So head can move from side to side. You have a hinge in the shoulder as well as a rotation. You also have a hinge in the elbow, about 90-degree bend there, as well as a rotation. So that can swivel around as well, as you can see. The forearm and hand are one solid piece. Nothing in the waist. You do have a kick to the front, a kick to the side, nothing back because of the butt flap. You have a thigh swivel. You have a bend and swivel in the knee, very similar to the elbow. And then, again, the bottom part of the leg is all one solid piece. So pretty good articulation. He looks good. Like I said, love the color scheme. I think that really pops. I'm just, like I said, I definitely think it's a new head sculpt, and I don't hate it, but I think I like the old one better. And then he's got the same kind of nylon cape that has the hole so that you can peg the accessories in. If I bring in that backpack, it can peg in through the hole so that way you don't have to have the cape draped to the side or anything like that. So that's kind of a cool feature. I do appreciate that. Oop, don't rip the cape while I'm trying to get the backpack off. There we go. So let's take a look at Bane, which, let's be honest, is the main reason I bought this set. He looks good. I think the mask looks good. You can see the venom going from the thing on his arm all the way up this tube to the back of his head. I do think it's funny that if you turn his head from side to side, part of the hose cuts off, which is kind of hilarious. But he's got the tank on the back, which I think looks cool. The belt's painted very nicely. He doesn't have a ton of paint applications, but I think he's got them where they count. The mask looks good. Like I said, you can turn this from side to side. He's got a hinge in the shoulder, as well as a rotation. And then he's got a hinge and a spin in the elbow there. This is all one solid piece, nothing in the wrist, nothing in the waist. He can kick forward. He can kick out to the side. Can't go back, and then he's got a thigh swivel, but from the thigh down is one solid piece, so he does not have any knee articulation. Now, I believe this is done because he is so top heavy. As you can tell, he skipped leg day. You know, the venom only gives him the bulk in the upper body, so he has very tiny legs, and he's very, very top heavy. So I believe they make that one solid piece because they don't want the knee joints to buckle under the weight. So he stands fairly well, you know, no problem there. I think it's a good figure. I mean, we've seen this before. We've seen monster figures or villain characters not have knee articulation in the past, and I believe it's, again, stability issues. So I don't mind that. I really don't. I think he looks cool, and I really don't mind that he doesn't have any knee articulation. But let's put him off to the side, and we will check out this Moto-Tank. You know, the more I look at it, it kind of looks like a sneaker, I'm going to be honest. I believe we have this in a 10.5. Let me check the back. But it's got wheels on the bottom. So I like the tread motif, but it has the wheels to actually make it roll pretty nicely. I do like the design, and I do like the color scheme, 100%. I mean, like I said, it's very Tron-esque. Bat symbol here on the side looking very crisp and sharp. Got some controls here. Do not move. I like the fin on the back. So it's fairly simplistic, and it definitely is just a hunk of plastic. Like, there's no movement or articulation or anything to it. It really is just a, you know, hunk of plastic with wheels on the bottom. But it looks good. It's painted nice. Let's go ahead and get Batman on here. Should be fairly easy. See if we can get him to actually hold on to the controls. There we go. And then we will fix his legs accordingly. No, we won't. Okay. Apparently he likes to ride like this. It's kind of... I guess we could try to bend the knees in. But yeah, to get him to actually hold on to that, I mean, unless I just have this done really stupidly, which is possible, it's kind of difficult. So like if I take this off, what I would normally do, I would try to, and I have to be really careful because I really feel like I'm going to break this knee. I don't know what it is. It doesn't really bend as easily as the other one does, so hopefully that's just a QC issue with mine and not a problem everyone's going to have. Now normally I would try to put it on like this, which you could do, and he sits a lot more natural that way, but there's absolutely no way you're going to... Now I think with these pedals here, I would think that means that the feet are supposed to go back like that. That's my guess. So maybe if I hold him like this and then kind of try to put the hands on the... Yeah, that could probably work. Something like this. He's going to want to lean more forward. Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to loosely peg him on there. But there you go. That makes more sense. That looks much better. It's pretty cool. He's got some guns on the front, looks like. Maybe a battering ram, something going on here. I definitely think it's a cool vehicle. I really do. I like, you know, when they give him motorcycles and other type vehicles like this. The Batmobile is cool, but I love when they diversify his vehicle portfolio, we'll say, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I like this. I think it's neat. It's fairly simplistic, but I think it works. So I think this is a pretty cool set. I mean, I really like the Bane figure. I think they did a nice job with him. Yes, he doesn't have any knee articulation, but we've seen that with enemy characters before. Clayface comes to mind right off the bat, where we have to kind of surrender a little bit of lower body articulation for the stability because he's so kind of upper body intensive, and I'm okay with that. In the end, I think it makes sense. The Batman figure looks cool. I don't love the new head sculpt. It's fine, but I think I like the old one better, but I'm okay with this. Color scheme, very cool. Really like the vehicle. I think the vehicle's kind of neat. It's a little bit different from what we're used to seeing with Batman. He always gets the Batmobile. You know, maybe we get a Batwing. We always see motorcycles, so those things have kind of been done to death, so it's kind of neat to see a completely new and original vehicle here. So, I don't know. I like it. I like the color scheme. Like I said, very Tron-esque, and I'm a big Tron fan, so that definitely works for me. But really, I just think this set has a good value. You get the Bane figure, the Batman figure, the vehicle, 12 accessories that I showed you earlier, all for $19.99. I think that's really fair. I think that's a really good amount of accessories, 2 characters in a vehicle, all for $20. That's great to me. I think that's a fantastic price, and I definitely think it's worth checking out. Now, this was found on Walmart.com. I want to shout out my friend Corey at Frozen Stratus on Twitter. He's the one that found this listing. I think some prototypes were seen on eBay or something, and then like the day later, Walmart had it up. So I don't know if it's still up at this point. You'd have to check over there, but it might even be in stores. I'm not sure if this is a Walmart exclusive or not. It may be. I really don't know. Only time will tell on that, but I know it was on Walmart.com. I think it's definitely a great value. I think it's worth checking out. So if you're looking for this, check Walmart.com. Maybe it'll show up in stores. Maybe it'll show up in other stores besides Walmart. Only time will tell there, but it's a great set. I definitely recommend checking it out. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks so much for watching.